Mayor Deck, can I just remind you to use your microphone?
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt the regular minutes of January 22nd, 2025, please? Thank you, Dale. All in favor? Carried. 7.0 accounts paid as of February 7th, 2025. Could I get a motion for discussion? Thank you, Lorraine. Are there any questions with regards to the accounts paid as of February 7th, 2025?
Yes, I was blown away at the amount that the town paid for the installation and supply of the EcoFlex wall. I'm assuming that's over by the new commercial district. $168,874. I guess my question is that typical for that kind of a product, an installation? It sounds like a lot.
Eric?
Mayor Deck, members of council, Councillor Barry, that's a rubber product built locally at Legal, and it is quite expensive, but it's a solid wall, and it's designed on that section there to block out light and noise from the residents living along that way, and that was a split cost between us and Miles Development, or Davis Development,
Okay,
so.
all right, thank you.
Amber?
Sorry, Mr. Lowe, you said that that cost is going to be split between us and Davis Development?
Yes,
Are they not responsible for that entire cost?
there was a deal made between previous person and Davis Development to appease the residents. Because the residents were complaining about the thing, so we were trying to make it that as quiet and as peaceful as we could for them, and still have development go forward. So there was deal, and Davis Development, really, they didn't have to put the wall up either. That wasn't part of it, but they worked together with us to help those residents out and appease some of the noise.
I thought that in the development permit, there was a barrier wall that was noted in there.
Yeah, and that's a barrier wall.
So, but if it's in the development permit, are they not responsible for that cost then?
The initial wall was a 6-foot wood wall. That's why they went to the rubber product, because it's way quieter, and it's also 8 feet high.
8 feet high, and then one section is 10 foot, so.
So how much are they covering? Is it 50-50 or what?
I would have to check that, Councillor Harris. I don't have those numbers in front of me. I don't know if it was 50-50 or not. No, we'd have to check.
Only because Councillor Barry asked, and it was, how much was it, 100 and what? 168. So is that our half? Or is that all of it and we're gonna be reimbursed? Or what?
I would have to check the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tara doesn't know the numbers here either right now, so we would have to go back and check. We can get back to you next council.
Yeah,
meeting with the
I
numbers.
think that's
Yeah,
maybe important if we could just have that followed up with,
yeah,
you know, cause if it, I mean, otherwise it's a $320,000 wall if that's half.
Actually, can I ask a favor with that, Eric? We did that on the park side for the berm. It's the same product.
yeah.
Can we get a comparative? Because I know it's different years.
Yeah,
But just for a cost comparative, see how high that
Oh,
was?
sure.
And that'll give us a really good picture of the
Okay,
number.
so we'll get that.
yeah,
So just remember that we need a motion on that to return that.
okay.
We can do that.
We'll do a motion after we vote on this motion, or when do we do it?
That's correct. So you
Okay,
make,
so
yeah,
vote.
vote on this, and then you're gonna
Yeah.
make a motion after that.
Okay. I have another question. I have other questions unless somebody else does. Good? Okay, page 4 of 7, there are 3 redacted checks for return niche, credit balance, and a credit balance. Any idea what those are for?
Good morning, council and Mayor Deck. So the niche, we had, it was purchased years ago. That person has come and asked, they no longer want it. would the town be willing to purchase it back? So we purchased that niche back from them in the columbarium.
Okay,
So, and the other two, is a credit balance paid on account for sewer charges. They are not hooked up to our sewer, they were only hooked up for our water. We had been charging them sewer charges, they had called in and asked in January to Cindy regarding that. We looked into it, we should have never been charging them for sewer. So that is a credit that we owe back to them.
so this obviously is for one of the acreage areas,
Yeah.
I assume, right?
Yeah,
Councillor Harris, it's the two houses up past Public Works on 643.
Oh,
on the
okay,
fertilizer road.
Yeah, it's right up the road there. They had
Yeah.
water only
yeah,
and no sewer.
okey dokey. I think that's all I have for right now.
Can I get a motion to, we've got the motion to accept this. Can I get a follow-up motion with regards to the fencing, please?
No, we need to vote on the motion that's currently on the floor, which is to accept the accounts payable, then the next motion comes on.
All in favor of accounts payable? Thank you. Can I get the motion regarding the information on the fences?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to direct administration
To get the information.
to gather information pertaining to the noise barrier wall, and whether or not, the details surrounding it, I don't know how specific.
How about if Councillor Harris moved to direct administration to investigate the cost of the Ecoflex wall between Davis Developments and the town of Gibbons?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And the comparison between that and the wall along the Highway 20.
Along the berm. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor? Carried. Gene? And Bill? Should be having Capital Region Northeast Water Services Commission are supposed to be making their presentation today. I don't know if they're late or delayed, so we will move on, and if they show up, if with council's indulgence, we'll slide them into the meeting. Is council okay with that? Everybody? Okay, great. All right. Let's go to 10.1. New business, letter of support for MCS Net.
Mayor Deck, members of the council, the purpose of this report is to respectfully request that the council give consideration to providing a letter of support to MCS Net. At a March 27th, 2024 regular meeting of the council, Kevin Bernhardt of MCS Net presented to council MCS Net and their wireless internet service. The presentation is attached in this council package. MCS Net is currently seeking a letter of support from Gibbons as they are seeking to place their infrastructure on Fortis poles. Option available, that the council advise administration how they'd like to proceed. Fortis does this quite a bit, they just need a letter of support for us, for MCS Net, to Fortis for this.
Lorraine?
I'll make the motion that, that council advise that council advise administration to produce and forward a letter of support regarding MCS Net.
Any questions? Norm?
Knowing that they require a certain level of participation before they can move forward, have they indicated how many people have signed up for this yet?
Mayor Deck, members of council, Councilor Tendell, I do not have that info on that, no. We can find out from them, but
Okay, thanks.
Please know that there's been a number of residents asking about MCS Net because they quite like it and they've been using it out at like Skeleton Lake and that, and the reception's even better than some of the other providers. The great thing about it is, in all likelihood, their usual remuneration to towns are they give free internet to all of the municipal buildings. So there will be usually a benefit to the entire municipality that way. And it gives the consumers an opportunity. I'd rather give people an opportunity because it costs us zero. They don't charge for infrastructure. They're the ones who pay for it. They're the ones who maintain it. I'm good with that. So that's just my 2 cents, council.
For
Dale?
sure it costs us nothing? Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I didn't.
Actually, I thought on the cost side of things, the only cost was we had to provide a pad or something for one of their towers. I thought that's what it was.
Not that I know of, Dale.
Okay.
All right, all in favor? Carried. 10.2, scheduled council meetings.
Mayor Deck, members of council, I'm gonna turn this over to the recording secretary to go through this, because she's the open book of knowledge on this stuff.
So council, you guys, council made a motion, sorry, to not attend FCM. FCM would have taken place over our fourth Wednesday as per our council procedural bylaw. So now we would need to schedule a meeting for that time because the council schedule that was passed included FCM. So we need that change. So, and then the second thing is, important to note, with the date of the election being October the 22nd, 20th, sorry, my mistake, 20th, and then our organizational meeting being on the 22nd, the way the Local Authorities Elections Act works, council is elected on the Monday, but you're not actually declared elected until the Friday. That allowing time for any recount that may have to happen. That being said, the Local Authorities Elections Act has changed, stating that orientation must be held on or before the organizational meeting. Some orientation, it's broken into 2 phases now. And so you can't be at the orientation if you've not yet been declared elected and sworn in. So it's just a timing matter. So administration is looking to have the organizational meeting and regular meeting of council scheduled to the following Wednesday, allowing for time of declaration of elected, as well as the orientation that needs to take place. And administration is working with our regional partners to do a joint orientation program.
I'll move the reinstate the meeting that was going to be canceled for FCM.
Any questions?
There is no reinstating because the meeting was never there. So council's motion needs to be to schedule the meeting of May 28th, 2025 for
Okay,
7 PM.
Okay, I will change my motion to reflect that. Thank you.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, now we need a separate motion for the change to the election.
You just need to make a motion to move the organizational meeting and the regular scheduled council meeting. So you're going to move those to October the 29th, 2025, with the organizational meeting set at 6:30 and the regular meeting of council set at 7 o'clock.
Same as in the recommendation. Jay?
I'll move that council move the organizational and regular meetings of council to October 29, 2025, with the organizational meeting to be set at 6:30 PM and the regular meeting of council to be set at 7 PM. Does that work, Chris? Okay, thank you.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. 10.3, Anti-Bullying Day Proclamation.
Mayor Deck, members of council, I'll turn this over to Stephanie.
Mayor Deck, members of council, the purpose of this report is to respectfully request the council give consideration to proclaiming February 26, 2025 as Anti-Bullying Day, Pink Shirt Day in Gibbons.
Any questions?
I'll make,
Dale?
I'll make
Oh,
a motion to
thank you.
proclaim February 26th as Anti-Bullying Day and Pink Shirt Day in Gibbons.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. 11.1, TBE 1-25, Approving Authorities and Municipal Planning Commission, third reading.
Mayor Deck, members of council, I am going to turn this one over to our land development person, Susan Grinnell, to brief you on all of this.
Sorry, Ms. Ginzel, can you please use your microphone?
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor Jack and Council. So the purpose of this bylaw is to approve, create a bylaw approving authorities for our development permits and subdivisions. Currently, the approving authority for both is the CAO. This bylaw will make discretionary use permits approved by the development officer. Permitted use permits will be the development officer. Discretionary use permits will be the municipal planning commission, made up of 3 members of council. And the subdivision authority is our planners with municipal planning services. This aligns more correctly with the Municipal Government Act and their training and skill sets. Thank you.
Lorraine?
I would like to make the motion. I move that council give third reading to bylaw TBE 1-25 approving authority and municipal planning commission bylaw.
Any questions, council? Amber?
I actually just have a comment. I'm not quite sure if this particular bylaw is, as it stands right now, is very good. When it was changed back in 2023, I believe it was January 2023, all of the redactions in the red that you see were done by the previous CAO. And if you actually read through it thoroughly and very closely, ultimately what happened here is that the CAO gave himself an immense amount of power over our development authority and subdivision authority. And I just want to bring that to everybody's attention, because going forward that this can't happen again, to have, one person in this is council's responsibility to oversee things like this, and that was catastrophic, what was done. So, well done. I'm glad to see that it's changed back.
This is a proper alignment, so any
Yeah.
other questions, council? All in favor? Carried. 11.2 ALT 2-25, short-term borrowing bylaw, hydrovac truck.
Mayor Deck, members of council, I'll pass it off to Tara.
Good morning, Mayor Deck and members and council. The purpose of this report is to respectfully request that council give consideration to bylaw ALT 2-25, short-term borrowing bylaw hydrovac truck. In November 2023, the town leased a hydrovac truck from Summit Truck Equipment for 12 months at the rate of $11,500 plus GST of $575, totaling $12,075 per month. The agreement was that 70% of the lease payments for the first 6 months and 50% of the second 6 months would then go against the price of the truck. The price of the truck was $387,500, and the rental credits acquired totaled $84,180, leaving the amount of $303,320 outstanding. Presently, the town is paying the lease of $11,500 per month and receiving no credit for these payments, as the 12-month agreement has expired. Administration is recommending that the town now borrow the balance of $303,320 either from Service Credit Union at an interest rate of approximately 5.45%, or from the leasing company at an interest rate of 7.99%. At the meeting of January 22nd, 2025, Council directed administration to prepare a borrowing bylaw to finance the purchase of the hydrovac truck from Service Credit Union. The present debt limit worksheet has been prepared, and the town does have the ability to enter into such an agreement. On page 404 in the attached document, it states that the town still has 25.87% of the borrowing capacity available and 31.98% of debt limit servicing capacity still available. What is helping the town's borrowing power is the local improvement taxes that have been implemented on the lands that were and are being developed, as well collected from the developers that are developing within the town limits. Recommendation for action that council give first reading of bylaw 2-25, short-term borrowing bylaw, hydrovac truck. Thank you.
Lorraine?
I move that council give first reading to bylaw 2-25, short-term borrowing bylaw, hydrovac truck.
Any questions, council? Amber?
Did we not lease this vehicle because, or this truck, primarily to, because the infrastructure, on the Davis development wasn't completed? Is that why? I thought
Mayor Deck, members of council, Councilor Harris, yes, they put in 2 holding tanks over there for the sewer system. The water we brought through from Landing Trails area, but there was no sewer system. The system in the Landing Trail area wasn't big enough to hold that.
is it that, rectified now? Or,
It's still the same. We have to pump that out with the development there now twice a week. And we gotta keep going until we get some sort of system in to empty it. And this is a lot cheaper than getting Rennies to come out, and pay them thousands of dollars to pump it out.
so why are we covering that cost and not the developer?
When the development was done, I was in Public Works and I was asked to find a hydrovac truck or a system to work, and I found a hydrovac truck, and it would be more feasible for us to buy a hydrovac truck, lease to own, than to hire somebody to
Oh,
empty
no,
it
I
out.
understand that, but
So-
why is the town covering that cost entirely?
I cannot answer, because I do not know the answer to that.
Well, maybe there's a new sheriff in town, perhaps we should discuss with the developer before we commit to $300,000. It's their development, not ours.
I can,
I'm just,
yeah. Well, the truck is not only used for that, it's
Oh,
all
no,
purpose
no, I
for
know,
us.
but
We have
that was
used
the
it for
primary
quite a
reason
few
that it
things
was-
in
yeah.
town now to save us money. We've pumped out a few lines ourselves instead
Sure.
of calling them to come do it. So it has been working great for us and getting.
I'm not adverse to
saving.
having the
So-
truck. I just think that if we need it for that development, because that development isn't sufficient at the moment, perhaps the developer should put some money in.
They may have, I don't know, I'd have to look, so.
We do charge them, like we do a residential home on your solid waste, wastewater. So we recoup a portion of the costs on their wastewater that we do pump out on a, right now, bi-weekly basis.
Is it significant?
I would have to go and get to see what those bills are. It would be the amount of water that they're pulling through there, like you would in your residential home. It's not $12,000 a month, I can
Well,
say that.
I just think it's something that maybe we should consider. Anybody?
But it's also our responsibility to provide the utilities to the site.
Sure.
So if we don't have a tie into Arrow,
Yep.
we have to do something about it, so.
Oh, no, I'm not disputing that.
Let's check why don't we check the numbers on what we're recouping, depending on the whole development, because now that we have Independent open, which is probably a bigger water user than the restaurants and everything else, just see where it's at. I'm figuring it is probably in the tune of a few thousand a month, not 12,000, but that's a guesstimate on industrial.
Okay.
And this is first reading anyways, so
Mayor Deck, if you would like an investigation, that needs to be a motion. So you have a motion on the floor right now, and a motion would follow that.
thank you. We will do that. Motion on the floor is first reading, short-term borrowing bylaw, hydrovac truck. All in favor?
Recorded, please.
All opposed? Could I get a motion, please, to investigate the costing?
Ms. Pinot, can you help me out with this one, please?
Yeah, okay. I haven't even started typing it. So what you're asking is that administration return with a report on the amount of utilities that are recouped through Davis Development.
Yes. It's specifically, I suppose,
With
regards
the
to
sewer, with the sewer.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, no problem. I'll make that.
what she said.
All in favor?
Recorded,
Carried.
please.
Staff reports.
Councillor Harris asked for a recorded vote. I did not hear anything on opposed.
It was all in
All
favor.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mayor Deck, members of council, staff report. The first thing I'll do is I'll introduce, we have a new finance person. Mitchell here has joined our team, and he had 7-8 years with Matex Group, and now he's moved into us, so it's good knowledge and skills coming in to help our finance team. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Now, Community Service Department.
Mayor Deck, members of council, February events coming up. On the 15th and 16th, the Gibbons Curling Club is holding a Family Day Bonspiel. On the 16th, the town is holding a Family Day Dance. On the 26th, there's the youth event with Cookies with Council, and it is Pink Shirt Day, so please encourage everyone to wear pink shirts. Right now, we're currently accepting applications for all of our seasonal summer positions. And the Gibbons Family Resource Center is holding 3 income tax clinics coming up between March and April. We also just got our date for our International Women's Day event, which is going to be on March 9th. It's going to include a lunch, yoga, and some craft and artistic activities for that. And that registration's looking to go open live this afternoon, hopefully. So you can see that information. And then just the reminder to keep watching our newsletter on our website for more events.
Corporate Services.
We are currently working on the 2025 operating and capital budgets, cash flow management, and working on the 2024 audit. Thank you.
Under Planning and Development, the land use bylaw, Susan had online open house and open house last weekend. Any comments on that, Susan?
For public engagement sessions for the land use bylaw, Municipal Planning Services came out for the in-person one, and they hosted the online one. We didn't get great turnout, but we did get some great feedback. Some really good questions came out of it. I'm still getting a couple of calls on it. I have a meeting with Municipal Planning Services this afternoon to find out if they've had any inquiries about it. We are scheduling, once we do the review and everything and all the changes that come out of the public engagement, they will bring it to council for first reading. We're hoping to have that in April. I'm not sure of which meeting yet. We've also received our first business license application for Barbarito for down in the south end, so they should be opening soon. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Public Works, Curtis is on his ICS course, so they're water meters and snow removal. And water meters and snow removal. No, they've been going, the snow has just been coming, the weather's been cold, the roads are hard to keep sanded because it's too cold, so, but they're moving along.
Interim CAO, don't forget about the blade on the,
Oh, yeah, we just found that out. The blade on the plow truck, we just informed this morning, is cracked, it's off, they're waiting for the welder to come out. So if we get the amount of snow, we don't have a plow truck, but the grader can do that. They'll just have a grader operator in, and we'll let you know as soon as it's back up. We can still sand the roads, we just can't plow them with the plow truck. So, thank you for telling me that. Fire department, calls to date, 20 county, 24 town, so we're averaging 1 a day, which is not good. It's good for the firefighters, but not good for everybody else, so. And we're at 26 members. For me as interim CAO, yeah, it's an eye-opener. I've been to a lot of meetings, Select Engineer, Davis Development. I went to the regional CAOs, Sturgeon Public Schools, Landrix, Alberta Recycling, P3 Partnership. All of them are coming here. I'm not going anywhere. They're coming here, and every meeting are being recorded, and there's a minimum of 2 leadership people in each meeting, just so you know. We're going to gather all of this info and then see where we're at, and then we'll bring a report back to council, probably in closed session, on what's going on with that. So I need about a month or so just to get everything lined up to what's going on here. So Any questions?
Amber?
You said that you met with the schools, with the school?
Sturgeon School Division, yeah.
What's going on with that?
We're still in, we met with them. We're still waiting about the water line. They need to know by, I think they said March 3rd, if I'm not mistaken? Okay. So, so when we meet with the minister, we're looking at that for the water line, but we do have alternate plans too, but I can't discuss them right now. I'll let you know when we get them.
Okay,
So-
do we know anything, whether or not we've been approved for the, the money from the province?
I have no info on that yet.
Okay. Are we just continuing on as normal as we have been approved? You know what I mean? Like, are we, like, we're not spending any money until we know, right?
Right, we're not putting any money, no.
Okay.
Just, what I'm trying to do is find out where we're at right now,
Okay,
and I'm getting there.
good. No, that's okay. I appreciate that.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion to, oh, sorry, Lorraine.
Just a comment. I'm really happy to see that those 3 days dedicated to income tax returns. It's really important for low-income people to get their taxes done so they can access other benefits that are available to them.
Can I get a motion to accept this information, please?
I'll move to accept it as information.
All in favor? Carried. Committee reports, Norm.
Only one this time. February 6th, I attended a town hall meeting with Dane Lloyd on the impact of tariffs in Canada.
January 24th, Aerial Utilities Board meeting, and then again, February 11th yesterday, Aerial Utilities Board Development meeting.
I have nothing to report as per my sanctions.
Lorraine?
On January 23rd, I attended the Homeland Housing Board meeting. On January 28th, I attended the local Gibbons Library Board meeting. And on January 31st, I took part in the Northern Lights Library System Policy Committee meeting. That's it.
Jay?
February 10, attended the shrimp committee meeting, and that's all I've got.
Dale?
On February 5th, I attended a portion of the Edmonton Region Waste Advisory Committee meeting.
That's it. All right, a little bit of catch-ups. Thank you again, council, for all your support as I've been dealing with my issues. 14th of November, Rose Ridge Waste Commission. November 22nd, Seniors Almost Christmas Dinner. November 30th, Morinville Parade. December 6th, our business breakfast. Again, December 12th, Rose Ridge. January 6th, the special meeting of council. January 9th, Rose Ridge. January 21st, meeting with Gary Wetch here with senior administration. February 5th, grade 6 Gibbons School, which is probably my favorite event of the year because those young ones can ask some really cool questions and they really are engaged. I don't know if, have they come to the town office now or not yet?
Mayor Dick, they're coming next week.
Okay, yeah, they're a great group. It was nice. Every grade 6 class was present. Unfortunately, my partner in crime, Councillor Kozak, was sick that day, so it was a very good day. I'm just amazed at some of the questions the kids ask. And on February 10th, attended and chaired the shrimp meeting. Keep in mind, this year's exercise for the county will be based out of Gibbons, and it will be a train derailment. So that'll be the major exercise this year, including the setting up of the EOC and the reception center, which will be done in mock, of course, at probably, I believe we're doing it through Morinville because that takes us the separation. So anyways, One thing with regard to Rose Ridge, and it'll be coming to council, in the next meeting, Rose, if any of you haven't been out to the local landfill lately to see the changes, you will not realize it because of the diversion that we're doing to stuff going to the face rather than burying it. The new structures to separate out and recycle things is amazing. Most personal vehicles are not going to the face anymore. There's bins, there's proper ways to dump it. It's way safer, so it's strictly commercial heading to the face. The landfill has changed drastically if you haven't been there in the last 6 to 12 months. It is absolutely a stellar job, and I give it to Susan Berry. She is a wonderful director of the landfill. And it's fantastically done. All of the new buildings, everything else were self-funded because we're one of the few landfills that actually have funded our post-closure 100% since the opening of the landfill. So what that means is the day the landfill closes, it's got to be maintained for years and years and years from both the liquid side to the off-gassing. And we have millions of dollars in the bank to do that. But we borrowed our own money rather than deal with the bank and not pay interest. So it's been, the landfill's very well run, and there's gonna be some new initiatives brought forward as regional partners to hopefully streamline and make things, the one will be a little bit cheaper for us, it'll cost others a little bit more, but it'll streamline things throughout the county. So I just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What was the meeting that you had with Gary Wedge in November
No, in February,
or February? Yeah, what was,
or January 21st.
what was that pertaining to?
That was after our change in administration, we brought him in to bring him up to speed.
Why?
Because he's one of our consultants and he works with our developers, and we had to do that with all our regional partners, which administration did. And he was out here at that time, so we brought him in and just brought him up to speed on everything that's changing, so.
Well, he works for Landrex. How can he be a consultant and an employee of our developer?
Mayor Deck, members of council, Councillor Harris, that's one of the meetings I'm attending and trying to find all of these information out. But he has been very, what's the correct terminology? We'll call it a godsend to us because he's got a lot of knowledge from the town, and he is helping us more than just working for Landrex. He's helping us on the way, and he's coming out here every second Tuesday morning now, meeting with us and discussing things and moving us forward. So he's got a good background on that.
Oh, I
and
know who
he's
he
helping
is.
us. So, yeah,
Do you think that we could get some sort of update from him, considering that we pay him a substantial amount of money per month?
I can talk to him and see what he thinks, yeah.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks.
So is that another direction from council then, to direct administration to arrange a meeting with?
I would like to make that
investigate.
motion. Yes, please.
Do that after we accept as
Yeah,
information.
thank you.
Can I get a motion, Dale?
Sorry, just one more question. Do you know when Rose Ridge is coming out to do their next presentation?
I don't off the top of my head, we'll know after tomorrow.
Okay.
Dale,
I'll make a motion for information.
all in favor? Carried. Can I get a motion to request a report from Gary Wetch?
I would like to request, or make a direct administration to invite, Mr. Gary Wedge in to provide council with an update and a report. A report on the last 6 months of findings, or update on his duties, what we're paying him for?
We can just leave it as an update, and
Sure.
then council can ask their questions when he
Thank you.
arrives.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor? Carried. All right, let's have a 10-minute recess, please.
You need a blanket.
I'm always cold right now. And I wore short sleeves today, which was
Sorry. Yeah, not a problem. I'd like to make a motion that we reverse the items of the two closed sessions. Or closed session items.
Putting forward the motion to move into closed session. Thank you,
All
Mayor.
in favor? Carried.
I'll make the motion to accept 16.1 as information.
All in favor? Carried. Okay.
I'll make the motion to accept the report as presented.
All in favor?
Wait, just one question. Will the complainants be given, when will they?
They'll be updated.
They will, but I need to talk to you about timing.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Okay,
So, but yes, they will be.
okay,
All,
sounds good.
I've actually been in contact with all of them, letting them know what's going on, so.
all in favor? Carried. Motion to direct myself and Council Yusish to proceed.
I can make that motion
Did we do that already?
No?
So, sorry, you have two motions coming out of 16.2. First to accept as the report is presented, and then the second to direct,
Myself and Council Yusish to,
proceed as directed.
yes, proceed
Okay.
as directed. Thank you. All in favor? Carried. We are